Greetings, honored guests, fellow candidates, and friends. I want to start with thanks for allowing me to take part virtually in the inaugural Maxie Justice Jubilee and to bring my greetings to one of the most beautiful corners of our state. My name is Fleming. I'm a resident of Columbia in Richland County and a candidate for the United States Senate, a seat currently held by Tim Scott. In the brief time I have before you today, I want to talk about our current status, what's at stake, and why I ask you to elect me as your Democratic candidate for this seat during the upcoming primary. Since I announced my candidacy on Martin Luther King Day of this year, we have seen the ongoing assaults on democracy and our civil rights, both here in South Carolina and in Washington. While some relief was allowed to pass into law through the infrastructure bill from DC, we've seen the dogged determination of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle to block the funding so desperately needed by the people of this state. We've seen them refuse to show up for Senate hearings to confirm Biden nominees and to vote no on the acting Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, who could act in that capacity to help address inflation and other pressures to our economy, and no to Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first Black woman nominated to the Supreme Court. We've seen them refuse to pass the Voting Rights Act named for their late colleague, John Lewis, and even fail last week to pass relief for restaurants still struggling due to the pandemic. Here at home, our numbers in the state legislature are too low to pass much of the legislation that we need or to block the legislation that we don't. We've seen abortion ban passed through committees, redirection of COVID relief fund to other state projects, and seeing South Carolina become a constitutional convention state, which could return our beloved Palmetto State to pre-civil rights era days. And now we have the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which has killed civilians, threatens the stability not only of Europe, but of economies like ours around the globe, which we see reflected in the rising gas prices and prices at the grocery store, while also raising the specter of nuclear threat. Our senators have responded with inflammatory remarks or with attacks on our president when we should be standing together. In short, we are at war on multiple fronts, and I'm asking you to send me to serve. I'm ready on day one to serve in the US Senate in this moment of global crisis. I'm ready to advance federal bills that serve critical local needs. I'm ready to build our economy without sacrificing rights and protections. I'm ready to preserve, protect, and defend democracy and our civil rights. I'm confident that my years of dedication to public service with partners inside and outside our state, my deep roots in South Carolina and every county, my democratic building work done with civic and community leaders across the country and Americans working abroad, and global governance work during the United Nations summit meetings have prepared me for this seat. I've drafted legislation, penned successful grants, advocated for adequate budgets and programs that will meet our needs, and served as leader of a state grand jury that investigated and indicted corrupt sitting legislators. All this leading me to become the seasoned candidate before you who is right for this moment. Make the bold choice and vote for me in June. Please go to my website, Catherine Fleming Bruce, to sign up as a volunteer and to make a donation today. It would be a privilege to serve as your 2022 Democratic nominee. I know that when Democrats work, we win. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's move forward boldly because fortune favors the bold.